my sister, Madeline, was it a year ago, 2 years ago? It was a while ago. We did a ranking of of the Harry Potter movies. And that was before I had rewatched them. So my new ranking will be very different from that ranking. But it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time that day. We thought it would be fun to do a Harry Potter tag. And Madeline is a very, very strong Harry Potter fan, correct?
Yes.
I'm more of a casual fan because I was older. When they were released, I was a junior in college. So a little bit different of an experience than maybe most people had. So we're going to do this tag, and we thought it would be a lot of fun. I'm not sure who originated this tag. I just found it online. The first question is, what is your favorite of all of the books?
6. I just love 6 in general.
Half-Blood Prince. What do you love about it?
I feel like it is kind of bittersweet because it's the last year at Hogwarts, but it's also like the beginning of like the adventure to find the Horcruxes.
Yeah.
So I really like that mix.
My favorite of the books, and I haven't reread them all recently, but I did read Goblet of Fire. I reread Half-Blood Prince. I reread the Deathly Hallows, and the first one, Sorcerer's Stone. So I think my favorite, I think I reread Prisoner of Azkaban. Anyway, I read as many as I could, but I just couldn't get them all in during this rewatch. I think my favorite is the last one. I think Deathly Hallows is my last. Yeah, just because I think it is just like, I do think it's a little slow going at the beginning. And there are some what I would call exposition dumps where, Harry just kind of is forced to sit down and listen, whether it's the story of the brothers, whether it's the story of Snape, whether it's the, not Voldemort, Dumbledore sort of talking at different things. It's just different characters just kind of telling him things. And that can be a little bit, not my favorite. It sort of feels like J.K. Rowling was like, well, you just need to get it all out there. But I do think it just ends in such a satisfying way. And I love the way that there's sort of a purity to Harry in the end, that they handle that as sort of him defeating Voldemort. I just think is a very sort of pure thing. And I love the way that sort of all these more minor characters all kind of get their moment. I think she does a really good job with that. And it's just, I think, a very, very satisfying way to kind of end off the story, I think.
It is very good.
I think the epilogue is lame. But other than that, I think it's really good.
I'm not sure about the epilogue.
You don't like it?
I
don't like it either.
I feel like I like it because I always like having more information on their world. But at the same time, it could have also been good.
I like having to be able to figure some things out yourself. Like, that's one thing I don't really like that J.K. Rowling has done, is that she, instead of just letting fans kind of develop their own theories and their own ideas, she has to tell us, oh, Dumbledore's gay. She has to tell us, and not that I have a problem with that, but I just feel like you don't have to answer every question. You don't have to, let people kind of invent for themselves and imagine for themselves what they would do. So
would you really turn down that much money if adding things on would give it to you?
I don't think that she gets more money for saying things like Dumbledore is gay. I don't think that gives her more money. Yeah, that I don't mind actually, but it's just I don't know. It's just sort of the constant kind of.
It's all part of the franchise.
It just seems like all the time I hear some like J.K. Rowling reveals blah blah blah.
Yeah, to keep people interested.
I would just rather.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I just rather some things just be left to the imagination.
I can also see why she does it.
Like, I don't need to know that that Ron and Hermione get divorced. I don't need to these kind of things. Like, I don't think she needs to say.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. So, what's your favorite movie of the movies?
6.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I didn't like. That's my least favorite.
I don't know. I gauge it basically on what movie I'm drawn to when I have all the movies in front of me and I want to watch Harry Potter, and it's always 6. I always want to watch 6.
It's interesting because to me that felt like a filler movie, like that you're getting in between the events that happen in 5 and the events that happen in the 7 movies. I just felt it was emotionally flat to me. I didn't like it. Yeah, so for me, my favorite movie of the series is Order of the Phoenix, because I think that it is so well paced. There's not a part that I'm bored, because even Prisoner of Azkaban, there's definitely some boring stretches, in my opinion. I think that's the best made movie in Prisoner of Azkaban. It's very well made, the cinematography, everything else is very well made with Alfonso Cuarón. But I think that in Order of the Phoenix, it's very tightly edited, and I really like the way that you actually have a central villain. The Harry Potter movies and books, there is a central villain, obviously with Voldemort, but he's not in it that much. You think of like Half-Blood Prince. There's really no villain in that book/movie. It's all just sort of talked about. He's mentioned. He's not really in it that much, and so I don't know. I think that Order of the Phoenix, he's in it, but also Umbridge is such a great villain. She's so like duplicitous and so awful and so so good. And I think that Dumbledore's army is really good. I think you see sort of the growth of Harry becoming a teacher. I really like. I think that the ending battle, I love the scene when they're in the room of the prophecies. It looks so cool. The ending battle is awesome when they're all kind of laying it down, and it's so emotional with Sirius, I think, and just how devastated. And when you see Harry, rush after Bellatrix, and he's so close to killing her, and Voldemort's egging him on, trying to get him to do it. I think that all works really well. And you get quite a bit of Snape in that one. You just get a lot of the things I like. Luna is introduced in that one, and I like her a lot. I think she's a really good character. And so it has all of those things that I like, and I'm never bored. That's the biggest instance.
I don't know.
So.
I just don't really feel like with 6, Snape is this like mysterious character.
He's hardly in the movie.
But like, if you're like a real fan, you don't necessarily need to have a villain present all the time in the movie. It's like the fear of Voldemort that's the real villain throughout the series, and the fear that he's massing this giant army of creatures, which he is. It's not necessarily he has to like have a fight scene every chapter,
Mm-hmm.
It's just that he's this constant threat, and then it's all about like loyalty, and that kind of is its own enemy. And Malfoy. You have the whole thing with Malfoy going on in number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Him kind of being the enemy. Like, there's a lot of layers of this, like, struggle for loyalty that maybe there's not an Umbridge character that's, like, the main enemy or whatever that's always present and causing distress. But I don't really need that in my movies. Because I care more about how people react to that fear and to that, like, that enemy, even if he's not there necessarily.
Interesting. And it's all. Here we go. What is a part of the book or movies that made you cry?
Dobby. Fred.
Yeah, that one does. Oh. That does get me. Even like that's the only reason I would maybe put 7 Part 1 above Half-Blood Prince, because I felt like Half-Blood Prince, the emotional scenes fell flat for me, whereas I felt like Dobby in 7 Part 1 did.
But even more than Dobby was Fred for me. And the whole scene with Fred and Percy, and how Percy finally comes to realize that he's being an idiot.
Yeah.
And then Fred is freaking killed. That was really hard. Way harder than Dobby. Because Fred and George were always my favorite characters.
I think the most emotional part for me in the books or movies is Sirius. I think is the most emotional. Because it's the only family he has left.
See, I don't even like Sirius in the books.
Oh,
I mean,
I
in
do.
the movies. I love him in the books.
I like Gary Oldman very much.
But in the movies, I don't like him, how they portrayed him at all.
I do. And so that to me is the most kind of emotional. It's his last family. It's like his last kind of what he has left.
That is really horrible in the books.
And so I think that's the part that makes me cry. So if you could hook up with any HP character, who would it be? I don't know. The side of me would go for Snape.
We're talking about hooking up?
Yeah. And I'm not talking about a lasting relationship, but I think
you want to hook up with Snape?
Yeah.
My gosh.
It's Alan Rickman. He's great.
We're not talking about Alan Rickman.
I know.
We're talking about the character. Snape sucks. No matter what people say, he's a jerk.
I think that he might be a good hookup. But a real relationship, if I was talking about a good relationship, then I would pick Harry.
You want to hook up with Alan Rickman or Snape. That character. You want to make out with him. One night stand with him.
Yeah.
That is horrifying, Rachel. I'd probably go for one of the twins, probably George.
Oh yeah, he'd be good.
Because George is my
But
favorite name.
I think I would probably.
Maybe I'd
pick
hook up
Harry.
with Fred and then lasting relationship with George.
I don't know. I guess I would probably, in reality, if I was really being honest,
You would never be attracted to
No,
Snape.
I wouldn't really. I would probably pick Neville if I was going for just somebody I would be kind of attracted to, because I would like nerdy guys. So I'd probably pick Neville. Who's your favorite character in the series?
See, I love Luna, but I think Fred and George were always my favorite. Just because even though they weren't always in it a ton, I just thought they were so funny. And I just love them. I love the idea of them. I love how they, like, graduated early, basically, with a big bang.
Yeah,
to, like, go
that's
start,
really
like,
good.
their own store. I don't know. They're just hilarious characters. And unlike Ron and Hermione and Harry, who all have so many problems, and I love them, they can't be my favorite characters just because they're not as lovable as Fred and George are.
For me, it's definitely Luna. She's the most different. She's a little hard to figure out. She's really cute and just does her own thing and doesn't really
she's
care what
good.
other people think. So she would be
I
it.
do like her.
And then I love Snape. So what would be your Patronus? Or have you done the Pottermore Patronus?
I can't remember what I got, but I don't think it was legit.
I got a mare, so mine was. I think that's good to get a horse. I think there's majestic about that.
Let's just make up one for me.
Yeah.
I think I'd be an owl.
An owl, is that a thing? Patronus? An
Well,
owl?
I think that it should be.
Have the Resurrection Stone, Invisibility Cloak, or the Elder Wand. Which would you choose?
It's a hard question. Definitely not the invisibility cloak.
Because I don't really feel like I have a lot of people I need to spy on.
Yeah, I mean,
So I don't think it would be that useful.
and I'm not like a shy person.
Maybe if I was like president or something, then that would be helpful. But for my life, I don't think
More
it would really
like the
be.
wand would be helpful.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's true. I guess the Elder Wand, because it's like all powerful.
Don't give Trump the elder wand.
No.
Don't give Trump anything.
No. What house would you be in? Or what house are you in?
Slytherin.
Yeah. She's a snake. I'm in Hufflepuff. See my shirt?
No.
Hufflepuff.
Slytherins are the best.
That's, no.
They are.
They get sent to the dungeon.
And I like
Because they
dungeons.
can't be trusted by McGonagall. They say, go to the dungeon!
That's just stereotyping and kind of horrific of McGonagall. So that's
No,
on
they want
McGonagall.
to turn Harry over to Voldemort.
Not all of them. You're so generalizing. My goodness.
You could meet any member of the cast, who would it be?
Emma Watson.
Yeah.
Just because she's pretty awesome.
I would definitely be Alan Rickman for me. He's so good. He's so
Oh my
good. And you could
gosh.
ask him about Hans Gruber and so many other good parts. And
You can make out with him if you want.
yeah, you can make out with him totally.
Why would you ever make out with him? He's so ugly.
No, he's not. He's so good. He's in the.
Ew.
He's in the Enigma. He's so
No,
good.
he's not. He's a jerk who loved someone and is doing something for her, but is still an a-hole the whole time.
He sacrifices his whole life for his love. That says something. He's literally his whole life he devotes to her and to.
Which is great, but he doesn't have to be such a jerk about it. People always like, that was redeeming of Snape.
But,
Like,
but
no, he was
this question
really
is about
abusive.
Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman was awesome.
He's ugly, though.
No, I don't think so. How dare you? You played any of the video games? I mean,
All the Lego games, and there was my favorite one that was a computer game and it had like poisonous snails, and I can't remember what it was called, but very good.
I haven't played any of them. If you were on the Quidditch team, which position would you play? I don't like Quidditch. I think it's boring. But I would probably be a beater.
I don't ever see myself playing Quidditch.
'Cause I'm not- I
or
don't
any
have-
sport.
I don't have good my eyesight. I have a lazy eye, so I know I couldn't be a seeker. Were you happy with the ending of the novel?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. This is really good. We already
Not
talked
the
about that.
ending of the movie, though.
Yeah, see, I liked it. I thought it was good. I can see your point, but I liked it. How much does Harry Potter mean to you?
About Harry Potter, it really is my childhood. Like, that is what I read growing up. That was what I loved. That's why I won't read the play. Or, you know, I'm gonna maybe not even see the movie that's coming out because I don't want anything to possibly ruin it or make it less wonderful. And I really don't like how she's continuing the franchise. I wish that, like, the Pottermore stuff doesn't bother me as much because she did have a lot of notes. She really expanded the world beyond what she gave us. Like, Sirius's whole family tree she already had, you know. As, like, research, she made it. So that is kind of taking from that. But the expanding the franchise to get money, like making new movies and the play and everything, that kind of makes me upset.
The play I could totally see, although I think that some people, like one of my friends on book club was like, she's ruined the entire series. I think that is totally an over-the-top reaction.
I heard it was really badly written play anyway.
It is pretty badly written, but I thought the core story was kind of fun. I was able to have sort of enjoyment out of it. But I'm a more of a casual fan. Harry Potter doesn't really mean that much to me compared to Star Wars or other series,
Star Wars,
but or Disney or things like that. But I certainly admire it. I certainly like it. I certainly think it was brilliant in its own way. And into my rewatch of Star Wars, I already knew that Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones were going to be bad. I was aware of that, and so like. And I don't think that anything in Harry Potter is certainly even close to as bad as those movies are. But I think because I had in my mind that they were kind of all A's. So then watching it and being like, oh. It wasn't quite, it was a little bit more of a disappointment. But that's not the same thing as saying it's bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
Because I already knew that those things were bad.
But, I don't know. I agree with the movies. I think some of them aren't very good.
Yeah.
And I don't really watch them that much, but the books are just, like, wonderful.
Yeah.
They really are.
Really good. Yeah. So that is the end of this tag. Well, thanks so much for doing this. Your thoughts on any of these questions in the comments section. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. And we'll talk to you later.